Fans will recognize you from Chef Orlando Santos from this past season on Bravo's Top Chef Just Desserts.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Where you finished in the top 4.
Yes. That's
awesome,
right.
Awesome. So Chef Santos, can you tell us about one of the most memorable moments on the show for you, or of your experience?
One of the most memorable moments for me on the show was no matter what, because I was eliminated, in the 4th round, or 4th to last, I was still able to accomplish my goal when I was actually brought back to be able to be given the chance to work with the cast. And Sally gave me the opportunity to come back in and actually work as part of that finale show, and not be, at home all bummed out about it, but actually be able to fulfill part of my dream where I went right to the end. And because of Sally, I got to go right to the end. And when I finished that centerpiece with her, it was one of the most amazing things that, I could have ever asked for.
Well, I'm glad we got to see you all the way down to the end.
That's right.
What was your biggest takeaway from the experience on the show?
The biggest takeaway is I got to be put back into my humble beginning again. And I say a lot that I've humbled myself, and I came from very, very humble beginnings, and as a result of that, a lot of things have tend to take us to another level. We go to another level, we become just as demanding when we get to the next level. And I may be a demanding individual, but there's other individuals that demand twice as much from me as I do from the others that work with me. And it brought me back to where I was, I had to center myself and realize, hey, a lot of these people are just as good as you are. You just have to be able to tone it down somehow and figure out how to get above them again.
Cool. Well, speaking of you having high ideals, I know you were portrayed a little bit as the villain on the show.
I sure was.
What would you like our fans to know what the real Chef Orlando Santos?
The real Chef Orlando Santos the real Chef Orlando is an individual that I give as much as I expect back, and I expect a lot back from you, but I will give out to you as much as you want. I will keep giving it to you. I'm an educator at heart because I love to be able to teach and show and give on to the others so that we can continue those traditions. But most of all, I'm very passionate about what I do. And the Orlando that everyone didn't get to see was that very passionate individual, because they just saw bits and pieces of how I got to achieve what I achieved on the show.
Speaking of educating, well, there's two last questions I have for you. One related to the show. The buzz around the island was that you got your start baking cakes at Plaza Extra. Is that true? How did you get really your start?
I started off baking with my Uncle Raymond Matthews.
Okay.
And while baking with Uncle Raymond, I liked to bake so much that I really couldn't work back then because I was so young. So as I, gave and tried my best and tried to figure out how I could do it somewhere else and work with Uncle Ray, when I was old enough, I was given the opportunity by Wally at Plaza Extra Supermarket to come and work at their bakery. So that really was my actual very first job working was at Plaza Extra Supermarket. But where I learned to bake at was with my Uncle Raymond Matthews and my Aunt Juanita.
That is really cool. And lastly, I know that, already you've been giving back to the community, going into the school systems all week long. What was your main message to the youth of St. Croix on how they can achieve their dreams?
My main message and my main focus was on the fact that I wanted the students to see that coming from the Virgin Islands and going through the public school system, you are just as good as anyone else, and nobody should ever tell you that you can't do something, and there's no way that you couldn't achieve it. I was always a why person, and I wanted to know why something was done and why it had to be done that way. And that's what I wanted them to understand. They need to be able to ask those questions to take them to the next level, and it doesn't stop with just education.